Hi, Kevin James, Chris, Jurgen. For being here, Charles, Levesque, Webb RC. Thanks for giving me the shout outs. And Chad. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here tonight and joining us on Staging Lanes, where we stage our Canadian drivers and manufacturers to bring you their expertise, sponsors, and products. I am your host, Tanya Sten from Muskoka Outlaws Mprc, teamed up with Canadian No-Prep RC Drag Racing. We're here to inspire and inform our new and existing enthusiasts and participants. We have a few announcements before we get started. So first is Gapfest is next weekend. I'm really excited to announce this one because we have Chuck Taylor and Chris Pace headed down to South Carolina to race that event. We wish them well and safe travels. Secondly, we are not having our show next week because I want us to be able to focus and view the events from South Carolina and Gapfest on March 26th and to 27th. We will ensure through Muskoka Outlaws and I'm sure Canadian No-Prep that the live streams will be there. And I believe we will use Webb RC on Muskoka Outlaws as well as if we find any other options. Second announcement is that most clubs group schedules are out, so please see their Facebook groups and Canadian No-Prep RC and Muskoka Outlaws Mprc for most up-to-date information. And last, we had a birthday last week, or this past week, pardon me, so I want to wish Jason Zarb, the admin from Canadian No-Prep RC Drag Racing, a happy belated birthday. And of course, last and not least, we are a live show and love viewer participation. So please say hi and ask questions. We will answer as we see them, or at least when we can. And I see Rob here and Got Launch and Chuck Taylor. So thank you for being here, guys. And I see our guest is here as well. So tonight's show is kind of a big deal. Tonight we have a racer, but more known for his manufacturing of carbon chassis. His work is a game changer in Nprc and becoming world renowned. Yes, we are talking about the CJC chassis, and I'm really happy to present on Staging Lanes Chad Deighton himself. Everyone, please give a resounding warm welcome to Mr. Chad Deighton. Oh, let's get him on. Sorry. He's coming, I promise. Sorry. Well, let's try that again. Hi, Chad. Sorry, I don't know what was happening there.
How are you? Oh, it's crappy internet service down here.
No, I think it's on my end. Sorry. Let's give a warm and resounding welcome finally to Chad Deighton, now that we're all back on air.
Well, got launched. Yeah, AJ's got it right. I had to put a shirt on because Facebook was blocking it, so it wouldn't let me on.
We'll go with that. Okay. That's awesome. Oh gosh, if only it was warm enough up here for that, right? So.
Oh God, I'm dying. I'm ready to come. I come home tomorrow and I'm ready. I got paper towel. I got paper towel sitting with me because I'm just dying here.
We're too acclimatized to our Canadian weather, aren't we?
Oh, I know. So I said I came down to that March Madness race in Fort Myers, and it like for them they call it was 70 degrees, and I'm like, nah, it's like 20, man. This is hot. Like this is perfect. So they're all in track pants and hoodies and everything.
Wonderful. Yeah, no doubt. I was watching the first event back in February, and I'm like, you can tell who was northern based on their clothes wear compared to the Floridans, right? We had SoFlo, so
Oh,
like,
look at my sunglass tan.
I love it.
It's great sunglass.
We only get that if we get our freezer frostbite when wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. All right. So, yes, I did say your name twice. I did on purpose, not to worry. And I want to thank you again so much for being here, especially taking the time out of your vacation to meet with everybody.
No problem at all.
So how has your winter been?
Lots of this. It's been all right. It's been a lot of this winter was a big one because I spent a lot of time with Ken DeLine, and me and him really sat down and like went through every piece of everything that he was looking for in a chassis, that he wanted in a chassis, and that's like the winter was incredible because we had such a long amount of time, but it's not incredible at the same time because you can't really test anything. But I know this summer is going to be unreal. Winter's been awesome, but I'm ready for summer.
No doubt, aren't we all?
Yeah.
So I know you've been working on a lot of new things, but we'll get to that a little later. For those who aren't as familiar with you, could please tell us a little bit yourself?
Yeah, I'm Chad. I've been in the hobby for a long time. Kind of one of those things that I live in Bowmanville, just outside of from the States, I'm 45 minutes east of Toronto. I've got 2 kids, beautiful wife, big hockey fan, as you've seen in the past that you guys are right now. I'm missing a Leaf game, but I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I own a company for custom furniture, and I design and build custom furniture, steel and wood. So design has always been one of my specialties, computer designing, stuff like that. But yeah, that's a little tidbit about Chad. I like to drink a lot.
As I've learned within the last couple days, but that's all good.
Yeah.
3-1.
I don't need to hear about that, Rob. You just stop talking about it. It's because I had to put my shirt on for this. I swear to God, every time I take my shirt off, the Leafs win. Jersey's off. That's the thing.
Oh dear. All right, perfect. No, hockey is an awesome sport in Canada. We love it up here. You're either a Leafs fan or a Canadian fan or a Sens fan when you're in Ontario.
Don't say that word. Don't say that word. Nobody is really a Montreal fan, so we don't really care about them anyways.
I'm going to call Switzerland on this one. I haven't watched hockey since the second strike, honestly.
All right, all right.
I've watched basketball. I enjoyed seeing the
Yeah.
Raptors win. Yeah, so that was good. Sorry.
Not a basketball fan.
Sorry about that. So
That's all right.
how and when did you get into the Mprc world?
Well, it's COVID. I was, because a lot of the guys down in the States don't realize that we had 4 lockdowns, but the first one was a big one. Always been into the hobby, like the RC hobby, and I always looked at it, drag racing, stuff like that, and I was like, nah, you know what? Still getting paid, sitting at home doing absolutely nothing. I want to build something. So I started building a drag race, or like an Nprc car. Started buying stuff, and I've been through a couple chassis, and then it was just like kind of took off from there, and that's when it really started. The first 2020, got out 2022 because we really didn't have anything in 2020, and then or 2021, yeah, and then it was just kind of one of those things that I just after the practicing with a couple of my buddies, doing testing and stuff like that, there was a couple things just being in the hobby that I wanted to change on chassis that I had, which kind of brought me into the knowing the design side of it and having the ability to cut. Just had to find carbon fiber, and then we started cutting, and then that's where this all came from. It's kind of a fluke.
Isn't that how great things happen, is by fluke?
That's how most great things happen, yeah.
So what was your first Mprc class that you got into?
First Mprc class, I'd built 2 cars. I'd built a 13.5 and an Outlaw car. So when I went to my first race, like actual race, we were practicing, testing, and all that kind of stuff. I had 2 cars with me, and they were both I call them the OG CJC chassis. And before I could even race, I had a guy buy my 13.5 off me. Mm-hmm. So my first one was first class was Outlaw, and my first race, I remember racing, it was in Niagara, and I squirreled. I got so nervous before I went out that I forgot to check a couple bolts, and lost a wheelie bar wheel. And when it went, I just kind of, oh, there goes my wheelie bar wheel. Wait, I'm in a race. Go. So I lost that race, and then I went to the Consi, and then I went all the way up, won that, the Consi in that race. And I think that's the first picture I have with Josh Wilson, is that race.
Pretty cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
What class are you planning on running this year?
Outlaw, strictly Outlaw.
Outlaw? Perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna run. If I have the ability to run, I'm gonna run both, or I'm gonna run strictly Outlaw. So.
So Rob's.
I don't know.
Rob's asking if you had carbon fiber before, you just jump in both feet, made a killer chassis.
No. I didn't have any carbon fiber experience, like working with carbon fiber, but I had previous CNC experience from like the company that I own. I work with the CNC daily, so jumping into carbon fiber was basically buying a couple bits and the carbon fiber, and it all works the same, just knowing your feeds and speeds, that kind of stuff, and knowing how to work with it, or figuring out how to work with it. Like it's not that much different than working with all the stuff I work with, wood and steel and different stuff like that, when you're working on a CNC. So for me, it was a very easy jump. But then again, I'm a tinkerer. If there's something that I could do and make myself or find how to do, I'll find out how to do it and research it and do it. So that was kind of it with me with carbon fiber. I bought a sheet of carbon fiber and did a couple test cuts and made 2 chassis, one for me and one for JBJ, John Baker Jr. I don't know if anybody knows him, but he's a big RC guy here, and he's a big one-to-one driver up here too. He runs the modified class at Peterborough Speedway. It was him and I that actually started messing around with the first one. So
we lost
the
you
CNC is, yeah, it's, pardon? Did you lose me?
No, you're back again. Oh, we lost you again.
One.
All right. You're back.
Hold on. Is this working?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good. Do you got a metal plate?
We're back.
Just kidding. Yeah, it's good now.
I keep hearing some feedback. Is that you or me?
Not on me.
Yeah, but I don't know if you heard that, but I started off with JBJ, John Baker Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And the CNC, I cut CNC all the time, so JBJ was he was the first one with me.
Perfect. No, I've heard a little bit about John Baker Jr. through Chuck and a couple others. So yeah, definitely. So what keeps your interest in racing? Oh, you're frozen again. Oh no. We'll just give him a minute. Sorry. No, you're back again.
Gotta give it a head shake.
Yeah, head shake. There you go. All right. So what keeps your interest in Mprc racing?
Really, truthfully, at the end of the day, it's the friends you make. Been a fantastic run. I love every race that I go to. Yeah, no shit, AJ.
I thought you guys have better down there. I'm sorry.
I don't know about in South Florida. No, but it's really the friends, the people that I've met and the friends that I've made through this that really keep me going with it. Because if it wasn't for that, like if I went to a race and didn't like it, I'd be gone the next day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Nobody wants to stay around with something that they're not interested in or don't have people to get along with and things like that. Russians are hacking. Oh dear.
No, exactly.
Oh dear. And what are some other favorite things you found in the Mprc racing world?
Like some of the favorite things are, again, the people, because everybody's always willing to help. And that was the big thing of me getting into it. Because when I first got into it, like I knew nothing about it. And even all last year, I didn't run like tire prep and that kind of stuff. And there was a lot of guys doing that. And then I started really chit-chatting with Ken DeLine, and that's when I got into like the tire prep side of it. And it's like, holy. So the thing that keeps me really here is my favorite things about it is that it is a single man sport. Well, single, I say man, but it's like a single person sport.
That's right.
And when I say sport, it means like, yeah, if you're at as AJ said yesterday in or 2 days ago in his live, a hobby is something you do for fun. A sport is something you do for money, like kind of to make it easier for everybody. But I call it a sport because you go for cash days, stuff like that. Yeah, you're racing for money. But you're racing against yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love it. There's no reason to get mad at the next person like there is in other hobby, like oval track racing for
right.
Like Mud Boss and other oval track, that kind of stuff. It's like, it's your fault.
Right.
Got to make it better for the next time.
Definitely. Very much so. You have to live and learn, and then do better next race. Definitely, for sure. It's definitely a progression of skill and knowledge, for sure. Chuck says CJC heading to Gapfest, North Carolina to test, then to COTS qualify.
That's why the sport's awesome, is because.
Yeah, here we come. And he says, "Thanks, Chad."
Oh, I lost that.
No, we're still here. Oh, Chuck Taylor says CJC heading to Gapfest. Yeah, CJC heading to Gapfest, North Carolina to test, then to COTS qualifying. Here we come. Thanks again, Chad. Did you get that?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Chucky, he's got fuck, 4 or 5 like the CJC chassis. Like he's got 2 of the Mavericks, one of the Maverick 2.0s. I think he's got a couple of the Pioneers, like the OG.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right. So what has been your biggest achievement in Mprc?
Biggest achievement, honestly, hooking up with the guys that have hooked up, and building the chassis that designing and building the chassis that we have.
Definitely. They were, I would consider those big achievements too. I want to get Todd's comment before the next comment erases it. He says, drag racing, you have to have
I can't see any of the comments.
That's okay. I'm going to read them for you. It says, drag racing, you have to have your crap together in that moment. Oval racing, if you screw up on a lap, you have the rest of the race to recover. Unless, of course, it's the last lap, but it's counting. Exactly true, Todd. For sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. Definitely.
It's definitely more challenging, I would say, for this drag race. It's one and done, and if you make it, you make it. If not, you don't.
That's it. And that's it. And like, that's, you know what, that's why I love it. I love the challenge, and I love not knowing. And with the other chassis, it's or with the other classes that you have in the hobby, it's like, yeah, you can be down a lot, but you can still make it back. With this one, it's like, no, it's one and done.
Rob's asking if the one Yeti had, it was a green prototype chassis, if it was yours.
A green prototype?
Yeah.
Not one of mine.
All right, no worries.
Or ours. Like, it's not mine. I don't want to say mine. Like, it's not. CJC is not just Chad. Like,
no.
I don't want to just pretend that it's just me here. So green, no. Rob, you might have been smoking something that day that turned it green. It might have been red.
All right, let's move on that one.
Pre-carbon fiber. No, that wasn't me. No.
What is the next goal you'd like to accomplish?
Seen one of the chassis down in the States win a big race. It's not me. Like I don't. It's not going to be me accomplishing this task. It's
the group.
Just having the CJC chassis from one of us. Like I would love a Canadian to go down and win a big race down there with the chassis. But yeah, like even if it is, there's a bunch of guys down here that have chassis now. That's why I don't have any with me, is because I came down to Fort Myers. I've got a place down here, and just so happens that March Madness was happening, so I brought a couple chassis with me, and I sold them all while I was here, so I don't have one to physically show you. That's why I kind of don't know what to do with my hands.
We'll get to that in a second, I promise. I have Charles Levesque hooked up, and yeah, we got some hookups here.
Perfect.
So Chad, hang on. Does anyone have any questions first for Chad before I move on? Any other questions? Just give it a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, Bill Fulton is asking if there's any plans to produce. We'll get to those questions in a minute, Bill. Sorry, we're moving into that part. How's he so good looking? Oh, Josh, you're so good, nice.
It's the Florida sun there, Josh. You know, that's luckily when we did the test run, you could kind of still see it. I had a hat tan line where I burnt here and it was nothing up here, so you can still kind of see it if you look real close.
You're still pretty red. Sorry. Let's have some liquor.
Oh, I did. Cherry red. I come home tomorrow and I feel like it's going to be weird putting on a t-shirt to get on a plane.
I'm not a beer drinker, but can you tell me which beer tastes better, if it's Canadian or American?
Oh, 100% Canadian.
Do you bring it down?
Beer tastes better. American beer is like water.
Oh dear, such a glow. You say that to pregnant women. I don't know about men, but anyway. Oh dear. So
but I don't drink that much beer. I drink vodka. That's why it looks like water. Nobody asked.
There you go. Bill, I'm going to get you to re-ask your question a little later because I'm sure I'll forget it. I apologize about that. So, Chad, besides racing, you have now become a busy entrepreneur.
I can go over that.
Oh, do we have another question?
I can go over Bill's.
No, we'll hold on to that for a second. I promise.
Okay, yeah, no worries.
Yeah. I love their banter. You're going back looking like a fish out of water with that tan. Got launched. Ken DeLine says, I hope I can get my CJC chassis tuned half as much as Chad is right now. And here I thought you just really liked water.
Liquid courage.
Love that. I have to have juice with vodka, honestly. But anyway. All right. So Chad, besides racing, you've now become a busy entrepreneur, designing, manufacturing, and marketing the CJC chassis. Can you tell us what made you start designing and building these chassis?
Yeah, like I stated before, it was one of those things that I had a couple different chassis that I was running. There's things I wanted to change about them. And that's what a lot of people had. And I've talked to a lot of people now, like after telling my story, people have told me like, yeah, like there's stuff I want to change. And having the ability to cut your own parts and do your own thing is like, it was an option that I had that not a lot of people have. So it was one of those kind of, I would like to try this piece and I'd like to try that on here and I'd like to try this kind of design and blah, 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 blah. So kept cutting and trying. Like, shit, I've got a box that's like 24 by 24 by 24 full of like scrap carbon fiber pieces, probably $4,000 or $5,000 worth of carbon fiber in the garbage, that just parts that I wanted to try that didn't work.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's like, it was really like that option that I wanted to try different pieces. And I'm a tinkerer. Like I just want to tinker. So when guys message me saying different things, like, I want to try this, I want to try that. And it's like, all right, let's try it. So I'll cut. And like the local guys to me, when I first started off, it was like local guys to me, and they would call me and just be like, hey, can we try this? Yeah. So I'll cut a piece and let them try it. And yes, it works. No, it doesn't. And that's how it kind of started off. And then it just kind of blew up from there. And really the big, the Maverick was a good one for us. It was a great, still a great chassis. And then it was just more and more like Yeti B, like really that's, I'm going to say that's more his baby than mine, because I started off with a design and then Yeti was running it and he's like, oh, let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. Let's try this. And that was the fun part about it. It's still the fun part about it. When I have the ability to try something and send it to somebody or blah, blah, blah.
Definitely. Yeah, no, it's kind of neat to see somebody come out of the woodworks and make their own chassis, besides buying manufactured like products already designed from Team Associated and Losi and things like that. And one of the things that I remember when I saw your chassis, it brought to my head, when my husband and our family were into the crawling thing, he created a chassis out of, you'll laugh about this, but it worked well. It was Meccano. It was Meccano.
Oh yeah.
Meccano steel. Yeah. It worked. It was amazing. I was like, I'm like, it's not.
If it works, it works.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, he was always into, yeah.
Hey, if it works, it works. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. So we're going to get to Bill's question, this one here in a second. Can you tell us more about your chassis products, please? Should I bring Levesque on too?
Yeah, Levesque can come in now. He's got one of the chassis in front of him, so he can kind of show as we speak.
I'm going to get Levesque on first. We'll see if Levesque adds in first, and then we'll try getting Chad back on. If we can't do that, then we'll have to just do the solo with Chad, unfortunately.
Well, I'm on here right now.
Yeah, I think it's Chad's speed might not be able to hold two videos.
Oh, maybe. There we go.
Hey, Chad. I don't know what's happening. We're having a bad time with this live feed. I'm going to blame Facebook on this.
Why?
There we go.
I'm going to try and get.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, Chad.
Good.
Perfect.
Sweet.
Not sure how to hold this thing. Well, you want to see? You want to see?
So before we were so rudely interrupted, could you please tell us more about your chassis product?
Yeah, so Yeah, so what we have in front of you right now is Charles Levesque's CJC KRD, DRK, ABCDFGHIJKLMNP. This thing is I would say the perfect chassis. I think he's actually the first one to have the motor mount as well to go along with it. So while he was over at my house, I'd cut one and I wanted to test it on his transmission. But as you can see from that chassis, it's a 3mm carbon chassis with the side rails, the chassis stiffeners, I call them, or chassis braces, or whatever you want to call them. They're 2mm. So it comes with either 3, 2, or 1. It's the humps that are in it.
Yes, sir.
So if you look down at the chassis, you can see you can move the parts to wherever you want to pinpoint the flex exactly where you want it in the chassis.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
So right there's the one on the front. The one is on the front there.
On the front.
And then he's got the double, the 2 on the back side there. They're 2, so we offer that in a 2-3 mil carbon fiber or Kydex, which for our Canadian friends, Kydex is actually what they make gun holsters out of in the States. So good plastic. The front end, well, the whole chassis is a Candeline design chassis. I just made it look prettier. So the front is a pill setup. So you can fine tune the amount of kickup you have. With the TLR chassis, the TLR is a front bumper mount servo. With the AE chassis, the B6 123 chassis, you could either pick to put it on the front or the in between bulkheads. The bumper is designed in a way to try to avoid having any air come up for aerodynamics. As AJ was saying yesterday in his Webb RC, it was more designed to have the parts bolted to it and the plastic pieces that we're developing right now. It's hard because I only have a couple bodies to push right up against the body of the front of the body. As you can see, I don't know if you can show your bulkheads. Can you get into your bulkheads there? Or no? So the bulkheads,
And I heard to see.
you could kind of see them there. They're brass on his. So we offer them with the kit, standard kit. It comes with the aluminum, but there's the brass upgrade. And then the front shock tower is really low to allow your body to get as low as you possibly want it to be. The chassis comes with also the battery mounts that he has there with the O-rings. If you have massive batteries like Charles has, you got to buy your own O-rings.
So just to chime in, Chad.
It comes with a 3-inch O-ring, and I think Charles needed to jump up to a 3.5.
No, it's a 4-inch.
For a battery strap. 4-inch, sorry. Yeah, and then so the rear end of the car we have
That's the part number.
The wing, yeah. So the wing mount, rear body mount. So where the wing mounts on a beast, or that's on the TLR 2250. We designed that to be able to adjust so you can move it forward or back as far as you want. Because there's some guys that want it way forward and way back. It's so hard trying to get everybody happy.
Everyone has their own preference of doing things, definitely.
Absolutely. And then we went with a 3mm rear wing, or sorry, rear wheelie bar. Basically what we wanted, what the Ken talked about with me too is the 3mm carbon, instead of having a shock, the 3mm carbon has a constant flex to it. So every time you launch, your car is going to have that amount of flex on the wheelie bar instead of being so stiff that it bounces off it. So that's gonna the reason this was designed like this, and it's offered in a 8, 10, and 11-inch bar, but it's designed in a way that will flex the same amount every single time. Other than that, yeah, it's kind of, this is what you get. It's a beautiful chassis. Like, and then it's also available in red. I wish we had the red one. I wish I was at home so I could show you the red one too. But
Chuck?
Charles has it all pimped out with the orange and everything. It looks awesome.
Did you want me to bring Chuck on? I know he has the Maverick in red.
Yeah, next time I can show it everybody. Oh yeah, Charles will back turn his speaker down.
Thanks, Josh.
Got a big echo. Yeah, but no, this, like I said to you before, this is 98. Yeah, that's Charles. God damn it, Charles. This is why we can't have nice things.
It's done. It's down. It's down.
Oh, dear.
This is 98% Ken DeLine design. Like, we sat down and he basically, he had a chassis that he'd made and he wanted it basically identical to that, but fixed. Like, there's some parts that we talked about and we kind of went over, and this is what we wanted to add, this is what we wanted to do, this is what we wanted to change. So this right here is a Ken DeLine chassis with a CJC flare on it, and I will not take anything away from Ken DeLine. Honestly, he's probably one of the most underrated RC guys in the world. He was the first one to get a 194 on GNSS. The first in North America. Like, he was first. I don't care. Like, I see people doing it all the time now, but all those people in the world, they have how many more months than we do to test and all that kind of stuff. But Ken was the first one. So getting him on board, and he lives a couple hours down the road from me, but he is honestly, he's like, I can't speak enough about Ken DeLine.
Yeah.
We have but we also have a lot of great guys on our team, you know.
Yeah.
The entire
you guys
team.
do, definitely.
Everybody has their input.
Yeah. No, you guys have an amazing team put together. lots of great team drivers, lots of great input. Definitely. I hear them when Chuck and Yeti's come to our events, and they've always spoken very highly of you. And I was like, and then the fact that I need to thank you again for that donation to our little prize event we had near the end of last season. So thank you so much. That was awesome.
No problem at all. See, that's I love doing that. I donate when I can, when I can afford it.
Has anyone done a build video?
So
I don't think yet. Unless you have, Lebec.
No, I haven't.
No.
no, but there will be one soon. Don't worry. I don't know if that's Val or Rich, but there will be one done on it soon.
Definitely. There will have to be one.
It's just figuring it's just literally remembering to do that. I don't know how many of these chassis I've built, and
oh, there we go. There are clips. There we go.
It's just remembering.
Check out CJC, the group forum that I posted in the description on the videos. Hopefully one of them sticks. I don't know, technical issues.
Yeah, there's pictures. Yeah, I know. Charles was bringing all his or putting pictures up as he was building as well. So yeah, there's been a few builds of them. There's been a couple guys too. I know Colin Branch has been posting some pictures, and I don't know how much he actually. I don't know if he finished his build yet or not, but I know he was getting close. So
wonderful. Yeah. No. Hopefully we'll see a good clip on the group. Definitely, there's a good group there.
Soon, yeah.
So I know you work hard on all your chassis, you and your partners. And but I'm thinking I know what your favorite is, but I'm still going to ask. May I ask which one is your favorite build so far? No.
Don't have one.
Okay.
I honestly, which one's the favorite to work on? They're all equal because you can go back to the Pioneer. The Pioneer was the first chassis that was a slash-based chassis. That was a fun one to work on because that was the first one. But then everyone from there is fun. So, oh yeah, Josh did too. But no, every chassis to build. But now it's obviously it's going to be the time. And the KRD is going to be my favorite right now because it's just going with the time. So like I move with the chassis, but they're all great chassis. We have the Maverick 2.0 that is Yeti's baby, and that chassis is a fantastic chassis meant for a completely different racer than the guy that wants to run a KRD. So that's why we kind of have those two different chassis. As it is, like Yeti and Nashville just beat Toronto 6-3, and I just got the update.
Sorry.
Now, give me a sec. Okay, we're back. But like Yeti and Ken are two completely different guys when it comes to setup. So, and that's the fun part. Is when building a chassis, you can't build a chassis for everybody. And so when we have the Maverick 2.0 and the KRD, they are both fantastic chassis. It's meant for two different drivers.
Definitely.
And that's what I love about Yeti and Ken. If you ask them both, they will give you their honest opinion about everything, like how everything works and what they run and blah, blah, blah. Yeah,
definitely. So, there's going to be opinions on everything out there for sure. I've noticed from.
Yeah, they're absolutely. And Chuck Taylor right there. Like the Maverick is moving. Like that guy has the Maverick moving. You can see him down in SoFlo. He was running it, the Maverick, and he was doing fantastic. That thing was a straight line bullet.
Yeah, no, it was straight. I was just amazed on how straight he ran it at SoFlo. I was like, oh my gosh, that is like the best pass I've ever seen. Webb RC says 2 of their team drivers are going to run your chassis as well. So the KRD chassis, I think they meant.
Yeah, no, the KRD has been taken off. A lot of guys are really on board with that, and they've seen how Ken's done. And so I actually donated a chassis for a giveaway, a KRD, to them, to Webb RC, to do a giveaway with them. So it's been they've been fantastic. I met them down here in Florida, and I'm excited to work with them. Those guys are awesome.
Do you remember what
too.
Bill's question was? Because now's a good time to answer that one, and it was in the other feed. I apologize.
Yeah, so Bill's question was basically, are you going to build a kit? Right now, as CJC, yes, we build a kit. If you want to contact me, it's basically pay for the kit, and I'll build it. I'll put it together. But like a lot of guys are different. It's like if you want to buy the entire thing together, I don't personally like if you're going to do a team associated car, I personally do not like the B6 builders kit. But that's personal preference again, because when I do it, I've got to buy the differential, I've got to buy the rear arms, I've got to buy all the stuff that I want to use, but then with the B63 kit, everything comes with it. So I usually build them as a B63 kit or a 2250 kit. And I'm not a hobby shop, so I buy the kits at the same price as you, but I don't charge extra to build it. So it's the price of the kit and the price of the chassis, and then we go from there.
I don't know if you're.
So any upgrades, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it sounds like there's the possibilities, and we'll talk about that ordering option in a second. Do you want to, like Rob's question is, do you have a favorite personal car? I'm not sure what he means.
Favorite personal car, obviously last year was the Maverick. Then went to the Maverick 2.0. So this year I'll have a personal car of a Maverick 2.0 and a KRD, and I run team associated. Completely personal preference to me, because that's what I learned on. That's what I know best. That's all the parts I have. My entire bag is team associated. The TLR is a new thing to me. That's a Ken. Again, Ken, I was working on one. I bought a 2250, started designing it, all that kind of stuff. And then I finally convinced Ken to come on board, and not convinced him. We're like neighbors. So he helped out with the design. Well, he basically designed the rest of it, and TLR is not my thing. That's why Ken had it. Ken's the TLR guy. Any TLR questions? Don't message me.
Ken has the answer. Yeah. Sorry, Ken, you're gonna be hounded now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, more than he already is.
All right. So, any other questions in regards to Mprc? Oh, are you into any other RCs?
Oh yeah, I've got a Arma Creighton 8S for bashing. Love bashing. I've got a couple SCX 10s. I've got the SCX 6 for crawling. Also, I bought the SCX 6 to see if it would pull me around the trailer park in the summertime in a wagon. So, you know, like all types of RC. I've got a Blackjack 29 boat at the cottage. I've got what is that? It's the Axial. Is it the Yeti? No, I don't remember. A couple drinks. Forget what you have.
Really?
I got the Mini Revo. I've got the Yeti Junior.
Keeps you busy, definitely, having more than one RC option, for sure.
Oh, I got a wall. Yeah, I got a wall at home in the garage. I'm not allowed anywhere else in the house except for the garage.
So what, do we have any other questions? All right, no worries. I'm going to move on. As you guys ask them, we'll answer them as we go, because we're wrapping up now. What are you looking forward to in the 2022 season this year?
Again, like I said to you before, I'm excited to see CJC chassis in the winner circle. First, second, third, don't care. Just seeing these guys build these cars and push them to their limits, because honestly, the amount of time it takes them guys to set cars up and all that kind of stuff, sometimes I just don't even have the time. Like I work full time. I've got a family. I build chassis, yes, but I don't have the time to go out and test like these guys do. So that's why I rely on my team guys to test, and then I get out as much as I can to test, and then they bring the feedback. So what do we need? What do we need? What do we need? Okay, let's go. So that's why I said CJC is not, it's not Chad. CJC is a plethora of people come together as a group that do this. I just happen to be the guy that cuts the chassis. And I'll be the face. I don't care. Like, I put up the money and do all the stuff, buy all the carbon fiber, cut everything. Don't care. That's me. That's what I love to do. The guys that are with me on my team really are the backbone of this company.
Definitely. No, absolutely. And it helps keep the company evolving into the next needs, for sure. I have a feeling CJC and Cyril tires are going to be a killer combo and win a ton of races. Do you have any comment towards that?
Yeah, there's big things coming. I'll stop it there, but there's big things coming, and we're excited to work together. Yeah.
I forgot to ask before I moved on to the next question. How do we get in touch with you to order the chassis and parts?
My name on Facebook is Chad Deighton. You can personally message me. You can find us at CJC No-Prep Chassis on Facebook and message the group. We are currently working on a website. Again, it's just time. So as soon as we get that up, obviously it'll be posted, it'll be shared around, but you could talk to Webb RC. Webb RC is posting a new website to buy all the stuff through them as well. We're working on a deal with them that they are selling the CJC chassis out of the States. Luke's Hobbies is now going to be having our chassis as well. So you could talk to Luke's Hobbies, you can talk to Webb RC, you can talk to me personally. They're all going to be the same price. If you're talking about shipping, then if you're in the States, you can talk to Luke's Hobbies or Webb RC. and we can figure out from there. But trying to get everything. Everything's going to be the same price, just shipping. Right now, shipping is makes me want to puke.
Oh my goodness. Do you have any advice for new racers and hobbyists?
Ask questions. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be shy. All of us are in the hobby, in the sport, because we love it. It's not here because we're going to win $1 million, because nobody in the sport is going to win $1 million. We're here because we love it. Any information I have or techniques that I have, I am 100% willing to share. I know that my team is the same way. Josh Wilson, Yeti, Chuck, I can't say his name enough. Ken DeLine. I know a ton of people message Ken DeLine. Anybody that has anything in this, you've seen the lives from Mark Vine, like those guys. Like, you see the big names always willing to help, and that's the biggest thing. Is everybody here is willing to help out the new guys. So don't be afraid to ask questions. You see people, you see all these names on Facebook, you see all these names on the winner's circle, whatever. I guarantee, unless that person is a complete prick, I guarantee that person will talk to you like a normal person.
Absolutely.
So ask questions.
Definitely. The biggest thing is asking questions, making sure, you know, the information gets out there. People, like, I know from basically just Chuck and Yeti, knowing them personally, has helped, you know, just even my 14-year-old son become a better driver just in a short period of time. It does not take a long time to be a better driver. So, is there anyone else or anyone you would like to give a shout out towards?
My boys. First off, again, Ken DeLine. He basically, well, that's KRD, is Ken R. DeLine, if anybody wants to know. That's the chassis. So, Josh Wilson. Josh Wilson was a big help. Well, 90% of the help when it comes to designing the bulkheads for the Team Associated KRD chassis. Yeti, my boy. JBJ. I got Chucky. Geez, I could just list the names. You know what I mean?
It's a
like
good list.
The guys at Rich and Val at Webb RC, meeting them this weekend, and just the heart they have into this is just inspirational. Thank them for all they do and allowing me to bring my chassis in with them. Luke for reaching out to me to bring the chassis down to him. AJ, just because he's ugly and stuff happens, you know. Got launch.
Oh dear. And is there anything else you'd like to share tonight?
No, because
You're out.
I'm almost out of a drink. I got
Oh
nothing to
dear.
share.
Well, I do want to thank you so much for your time, Chad, and taking your time out of your vacation. I think it was amazing to have you on the show. I wish we didn't have those technical issues, but I know I was like,
brutal. Maybe next time we'll do another one where
maybe when you're back in Canada mid-season or something. Yeah, definitely. Well, we can talk about how they ran, right?
Yeah.
So
At a race or something.
So the CJC Chassis Facebook shop and group is posted in the comments. So that way we can see your products that are available and have the full support. What else did I do? 1 second. I apologize. Yeah, okay. And I do hope that between all this, big hype of your chassis and things like that, that you will have the opportunity to get racing this year as well, because I know you're going to be very busy. So that's exciting.
Well, you know what? That's the thing. I work full time, so usually on the weekends I have a couple drinks and usually make the team drivers drive me to the races. So I probably won't be racing, but I'll be there.
And maybe see you at one of our events or event. Definitely.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I'll be there.
In the meantime, Chad, I hope you enjoy the rest of your night. You'll be able to get a refill. And I want to remind our viewers, staging lanes will resume on April 2nd. And I need to give a shout out to Webb RC again for promoting tonight's show like more than once. I was expecting only the one time promotion.